Do you think you're a bad person?
No.
Can I test you on that?
Sure.
Have you ever told a lie?
Yes.
How many?
A lot.
So if I told a lot of lies, what would you call me? You're going to give me a name. You know that I tell a lot of lies.
Liar.
Uh-huh. So I'm sitting next to a liar, am I?
You are.
All right. Stolen anything?
Yes.
So I'm sitting next to a...
Stealer.
If you're from Pittsburgh, otherwise you are a...
Stealer.
A thief.
Oh, a thief. He said, I get it.
All right. This is going to get a little personal. You don't have to answer.
All right.
You ever looked at a woman with lust?
Indeed.
All right. Have you ever murdered anybody?
Yes. No, I'm just playing. No.
Have you ever been angry at somebody?
Yes.
Called somebody a foul name?
Yes.
Okay, so the desire really was murder. It was murder of the heart. It wasn't the act, but it was murder of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Has God always been first in Peyton's life?
No.
All right. I think I just gave you about 5 commandments, 5 laws. And it turns out you profess that you're a lying, thieving, adulterous murderer at heart who doesn't love his God.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
All right. So we've determined Peyton maybe isn't a good person, but Peyton is a lawbreaker.
He might be.
So let's just keep focusing on Peyton for a moment. Let's just say Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want this to happen today, but it could.
It could.
Lightning strikes, takes out Peyton.
Right.
You die. You are brought into the presence of God, who is the just judge of all the world.
Yeah.
And God opens up the books on Peyton. And he knows everything you've done in darkness, everything that you've looked at on the internet you shouldn't have, the way that you maybe treated your siblings, disrespected your parents. Everything is brought into the light. Would God find Peyton innocent or guilty?
I don't know. I would say guilty of all those things. So, yeah, guilty, for sure.
All right. So if God is just and he doesn't just turn a blind eye to justice and say, well, but you know what, Peyton, he studied computer science. He's a nice young man. I'm going to let him go. He can't do that because that's not just.
Yeah.
Should God send you to heaven or hell?
In my opinion, I think heaven.
So a judge should let a criminal live in a mansion.
See, but it's different because God, created everything. He created me. He knew what I was going to do, you know?
Well, I'm glad we've got agreement on that.
Look, I'm not saying I think that that's what happened, but in this case, God created me, and he knew what was going to happen. So he created me just to, sin. So, why would you put me in hell for doing what you told me to do?
He didn't tell you to sin.
He didn't tell me to sin, but he knew everything that was going to happen. He knew I was gonna
right.
sin. He created me.
Do you have kids?
Not yet, no.
Someday you will. And you know they're going to sin, but you're still going to have them, right?
They're going to sin, for sure.
When your kid sins, who's responsible for the sin? You or the child?
It depends on the situation, I think.
Right, your child is 20 and speeds down Highway 85. You going to get a ticket?
No, I'm not getting a ticket.
Right. You're not responsible for the behavior of your children. God is not responsible for our behavior. We are.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So heaven or hell for Peyton?
I'm still going to say heaven.
Why now?
Why now? I don't know. I just feel like I do more good than bad, you know? I've done bad things, but a lot of it was out of ignorance, you know?
Let's give it a go in an earthly court system, which I don't think is quite as just as God's, but nevertheless, let's just say your next-door neighbor had killed 10 people and burned down 5 houses. He stands before the judge and says, Judge, I know I'm guilty, but I've done some good stuff. What's the judge going to say?
He's going to put him in jail.
It really, our goodness has nothing to do with our crimes, right?
I guess, yes.
All right, so you're guilty. That excuse is gone. Heaven or hell, round 3.
I guess I'm going in.
Well, okay. I'm glad we have agreement on that, too. If you'd like more Wretched content, and who wouldn't, visit wretched.org and you will have Wretched coming out of your nose. And that's biblical.